Philip worked as a cleaner at the houses of wealthy people, including at the home of the rude David, a man who makes no point of hiding his contempt for poorer persons. He shouts and warns that he does not like it when mere employees dare to talk to him without permission. The cleaner does not understand the reason for such hatred and regrets being treated this way while working honestly. Minutes later, a beautiful blonde woman named Camila appears. Because of the wet floor, she slips and is prevented from falling with Philip's help. She complains that he has left the floor wet. The employee apologizes, but she doesn't think that's enough. The worker explains that the floor was wet because of an angry man, for no reason, walked by and kicked a bucket. Camila regrets that there are still people like that. In order for this to stop being routine, she suggests that he take this case to the company's management. He believes that it is easier for him to be fired than for the rich man to be held responsible. The gentlewoman advises him to be careful anyway. Perspicacious, he comments that she would hardly get hurt. After all, she looks like an angel that fell from heaven. The woman laughs, but believes that he must say this to all women. Philip assures her that he has never said anything of the sort to another woman. The two exchange silent glances, then he asks what her name is. Camila introduces herself and Philip does the same. Suddenly, the arrogant man appears and pulls Camila tightly by the arm. They are husband and wife. He finds it unacceptable that she's rubbing up against that cleaner. The woman alleges that she was only thanking him for saving her life. According to the rude man, this happened because Philip doesn't do his job properly. The employee recalls that the floor got wet because he, for no reason, kicked the bucket. The rich man stresses that at least someone has to give him a job. The woman does not approve of this behavior and demands that he apologize immediately. David does not accept to apologize to any mediocre employee. Again aggressive, he demands that his wife accompany him. To the cleaner, the jealous husband forbids the two to talk again when he is not at home. At another moment, the cleaner Philip was apparently studying. David sees this and is not happy at all. He doesn't think it's reasonable for the employee to be paid for doing nothing. The worker responds that he is on his fair lunch break. The rich man wants to know doing what. Studying, he reveals. Inconvenient, David wants more details. Philip says he's studying for a college test. According to the cleaner, he is studying medicine. Information that makes the rude and probably insecure man laugh. The man wonders if he knows the difference between a broom and a scalpel. Very calmly, Philip maintains that he doesn't want any trouble. If he's bothering him, he can study somewhere else. David admits that it bothers him because he is poor. That's his fate, even if he studies 10 years of medicine. Camila appears and, shouting, asks what is going on. David mocks that the defender of the poor and humble has just arrived. She is annoyed that once again he is teasing the boy. Philip stresses that he already apologized. If the boss wants, he can leave. The woman does not agree with this. If he is studying at break time, he has the right to stay there. David insinuates that it is Camila's fault that the cleaner is a slacker who pretends to be studying. The pretty blonde questions what he is reading. Philip tells her it's medicine. The jealous husband is even more annoyed that his wife is showing interest. The woman asks what's going on with him. David doesn't understand why she is being kind to a poor wretch. Tired of the insults, the cleaner gets up to go back to work. And since he wants to work, the pathetic man purposely spills water on the floor to get him to do something. The woman shouts that it makes no sense for him to be so cruel. The rude man doesn't understand why she is being so kind and sympathetic to a guy she doesn't even know. Jealous on an almost teenage level, he suggests that the two of them stay talking in that very place. To the clerk, she admits she doesn't know what is going on with her husband. Philip replies that everything is fine. Now it's up to him to clean up the mess. Suddenly, the woman starts to feel dizzy and loses consciousness. Gently, the cleaner stops her from falling and takes Camila in his arms. So that she can breathe better, he positions her on a couch in the inner of the apartment. The blonde doesn't respond to Richard. She is completely blanked out and this makes him very worried. A few seconds later, her husband appears. Not knowing what has happened, the cleaner advises that the best option is to take her immediately to the hospital. The proud husband tells Philip to shut up. He is the one who has to make this kind of decision. Later, they are back home and Camila is awake. She can't believe this has happened to her. The man is disappointed because he had many plans for this year, including trips abroad, and out of the blue this happens. The woman promises that she will take the treatment correctly and, with a lot of faith, everything will work out in the end. David confesses that he doesn't know if he can handle it. Camila asks what he means. The man recalls that the doctor said that there is indeed a treatment and a chance for a cure, but it takes a long time. Talking to the couple, the young doctor named Jennifer was very careful to inform them both of the results of the exam. Fear gripped the two, but it was Camila who showed strength and requested the doctor to tell the whole truth. She is also a doctor, so she kept her composure. Jennifer asked twice if she was sure she wanted to hear the news without a filter, and Camila confirmed that she was prepared. After sighing and hesitating for a second, the doctor revealed that Camila had been diagnosed with leukemia, a type of cancer. The worst, she is in grade 4, the most severe. David, not very intelligent, didn't understand a thing. Camila is a dermatologist, so she had to consult the doctor about the treatments available to defeat such an advanced stage of cancer. Jennifer offered 2 options: chemotherapy, which is the most common treatment but also very aggressive. The second alternative is new and is still in an experimental state. The husband does not think it is appropriate that Camila becomes an experimental guinea pig like an animal. The doctor points out that this is their decision. This experimental treatment works by medication and, if all goes well, she is expected to recover within a few months. About the price, a question asked by Camila, the doctor stresses that she needs to check to not give wrong information, but, as with all cancer treatments, it shouldn't be cheap. After checking carefully, Jennifer tells the couple that the treatment costs an average of $50,000. David is disgusted that this is true. The doctor is sorry and reinforces that the decision is 100% theirs. $50,000 to save a person's life is unacceptable, argues the angry husband, but there's not much that can be done, claims the health professional. Besides being very expensive, there is the chance of the patient suffering from side effects during the treatment. But she is confident that if it works, Camila's recovery will be much faster and less traumatic than via chemotherapy. David and Camila are in a dilemma. There is no way, at least in this first instance, that $50,000 can be spent on a treatment that is experimental. Back in the present, Camila says that she needs him by her side in this difficult moment. The man without character stresses that he is at the beginning of his career and she has a big treatment ahead of her. Because she is young, he believes she will be able to overcome this struggle on her own. The woman asks if David really intends to leave her just now. He doesn't seem to care, cynically looking into her eyes and taking the hand of the woman he has promised to love in sickness and in health. David expresses his confidence that she will get through this difficult time alone. She begs him to stay, but he just states that divorce can be discussed another day. Then he really leaves with a cold and cowardly kiss on her forehead. Camila is heartbroken. At the moment she needed it most, the man she loved left her alone in a battle against an aggressive cancer. Philip has heard everything and goes to her to find out how she is feeling. He confesses that while sweeping the floor he overheard everything they were talking about. The cleaner regrets that David has abandoned her. Camila explains that she is likely to live for only 4 more months. It is too painful for her that he left just now. Philip knows it can't mean much, but he makes himself available to help her in any way he can. He will be by Camila's side until the end. These words of support, which she had hoped to hear from her husband, move the doctor and the two embrace. Months later, Camila's illness progressed. She no longer has much strength to walk without help. Pains and fevers are part of the routine. Thankfully, she has Philip by her side, a man who has become the companion she needed at this tragic moment. Camila comments that she is feeling very unwell and the possibility of giving up looms in her mind. According to her, the chemotherapy has made her very weak and her will to live has progressively diminished. The man transmits motivation to her. He points out that this suffering is unfortunately part of the process, but she will make it. With great difficulty because of the pain and weakness, Camila huddles on the couch to get some water to drink. She says she understands that David has left her, something Philip will never understand and agree to. Camila's situation is definitely not easy. Even the faint smell of water is making her nauseous. Camila confesses that she no longer has any money to maintain her treatment and pay the rent. None of this shakes Philip. He assures her that they will work it out, and he will remain by her side through thick and thin, no matter what. He begins a breathing process with her so that Camila can become more relaxed. Camila begins to cry. It is not easy to see her health deteriorating little by little because of a disease that claims so many victims around the world every year. Only those who have lived through this drama know how difficult it is. Later, with a lot of paperwork in hand, Philip contacts a bank. In a conversation with the bank's manager, He wants to know if his loan application has been approved yet. If the application is approved, he would like to know in how many days the deposit will be made into his account, because he is in urgent need of it. The bank employee certainly gives good news to the passionate man of incredible character, considering the wide smile on his face and the voice of relief. He is informed that all documents submitted have been approved and the loan deposit should take place as soon as possible. He is deeply grateful. This, after all, is the only alternative left to save the woman he loves. Shortly after, he goes to the bedroom and tells Camila that they have succeeded. The loan has been approved, they will be able to continue with the treatment. Camila celebrates, because now he will be able to continue his studies and finish college. Philip disagrees. He emphasizes that this money is for that experimental treatment that may save her life. The woman doesn't think it's responsible to use all this money on a possibility that is uncertain. Philip is a passionate man, and as long as there is a 1% chance of saving her, he will believe 100%, because that is what love is all about, after all. Camila doesn't believe it will work out. She doesn't even have the strength to continue and insists that he take this incredible money and invest it in his future. She begs him to swear that he will spend the money to pay for college, but he won't promise. Philip promises that he will take care of her until she gets better. With the money, there is nothing left to fear. He is confident that the experimental treatment will work, and in a few months they will be able to live together happily. Philip affectionately caresses Camila's face. He doesn't stop looking straight into her eyes for even a second. He firmly demonstrates that he believes she will recover. Months later, after her treatment, Camila returns to the hospital to find out if she is really cured of cancer. The doctor Jennifer is ecstatic. The experimental treatment has worked better than expected, and if she continues for just a few more weeks, it is possible to say that she is 100% healed. The doctor is amazed. Still, she stresses that it is very important that the treatment continues. At this rate, very soon she will be able to go back to work, travel, and whatever else she wants to do. Jennifer congratulates her for enduring so much pain and suffering for so many months. Camila thanks Philip, whom she calls love, a word she addresses to him for the first time. They are both very happy about this incredible news. On top of everything, Camila answers about a proposal he made to her on a day she was thinking of giving up. Yes, she agrees to marry him. True love stays by the side, in good and bad moments.